The first film I looked at was All the Boys Love Mandy Lane, directed by Jonathan Levi in 2006. The first thing to notice about the film is the age of the characters. They're all teenagers, and the first sound to be heard is a school bell ringing. This shows the age that the film is immediately targeted at. The main character to be shown looks like a stereotypical screen queen, blonde, attractive, low-cut top, etc., but she starts to show qualities of a final girl as she seems to be quite reserved and timid and not letting a stereotypical jock influence her. Her friend, who seems quite nerdy, also shows some final girl qualities, but persuades the jock to jump off the roof, knowing that he will hurt himself. The jock then becomes the victim, and what the audience thought of as the victim now shows villain qualities. This is going against Propp's theory of archetypes and going against what the audience initially believed to be the stereotypes, and surprising them. After the exposition of 9 months later, it is still clear the main girl still resembles the final girl. The next film I looked at was Slashers, directed by Maurice Devereaux in 2007. Slashers comes across as being aimed at teenagers due to the cheerleaders on a TV show, and the general idea seems to be quite aimed at a younger audience. There is also a lot of teenagers shown in the audience of the TV show, implying that that's the people who would want to watch it. The first character we meet wears dark clothing and doesn't really respond to make any impact or relevance to the audience. You get the impression that the character on the screen now is a final girl, as she seems timid and reserved and may be the underdog of the situation. She wears dark, non-revealing clothing, and this also helps to give that impression. This character comes across as more of a screen queen due to her clothing. There is some Levi-Strauss theory of binary opposition shown by the totally opposite contestants in the opening sequence. I think the filmmakers wanted to cover a lot of different stereotypes when choosing the different contestants. The last film I looked at was Friday the 13th, Jason X, directed by James Isaac in 2007. The start of this film relates to Todorov's theory, as it starts in equilibrium and everything is under control. This is signified by the villain being completely chained up and guarded. The equilibrium then starts to be challenged as officers want to move Jason, continuing to follow the idea of possible disequilibrium. The girl comes across as a final girl character as she seems academic and wanting to keep the civilians safe by not moving Jason. This shows she has good morals, another common convention of a final girl. This is then contradicted as she dies 9 minutes into the film, therefore being a scream queen. I think this film may be aimed at slightly older, late teens, early 20s, due to all the characters of the opening being adults. I also think it is aimed more at the male audience, as it is more of a sci-fi hybrid towards them.